take it. Got it! Busted wings!
Two legends in basketball analysis with over 70 years combined experience. This is the Bob Ryan and Jeff Goodman podcast.
NBA, some college, a little bit of everything.
You know, what can I say? But it wasn't going to happen here with him.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Bob Ryan, Gary Tanguay Goodman podcast on CLNS Media Networks. Jimmy Toscano in for the big Bob Ryan again. Great reviews.
He got Wally pipped. We might never see Bob again after this.
No,
Gary.
but we'll always hear him. He will always be heard.
Yeah, it's true.
Anyways, we are brought to you by FanDuel, the exclusive wagering partner of the CLNS Media Network. Score this NFL season with FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. Right now, new customers get $150 in bonus bets with any winning $5 money line bet. That's $150 if your team wins. Okay, Jimmy, let's go get to it here. We start off talking about just the things that we saw with the in-season tournament and LeBron James. It was obvious that the Lakers really wanted this. They won the in-season tournament. My feeling is, okay, guys, stay healthy and show up for the real one. Because I really want to see Anthony Davis and LeBron James in the finals. Doesn't everybody? I mean, in the real finals. I mean, we want those guys to be healthy. But anyways, you brought up the question, is LeBron James now the GOAT?
So I wouldn't say this makes him the GOAT, but this is when his story is told at the end of his career, whenever that does come to a close in 10 years, it feels like. I mean, he's going to stick around now for his kid to enter the league, and I want to touch on that at some point. But this is just another accolade, and they keep adding up. This guy has prolonged his career. It's Tom Brady-esque. For me, it's Tom Brady and LeBron James when you talk about athletes that are able to elevate their game as they grow older in this league, right? Defy father time is what both of those guys did. And LeBron's 20-something years now in the league. And he's still bullying guys out there in the court. He's bullying these young kids who grew up watching him, in diapers practically. So I love it. I do think, and I know that there's a lot of people younger than me who are trending in the LeBron James direction when we're talking about the GOAT here. There's still a lot of people who want Michael Jordan and who say Michael Jordan. I just had a debate with my three buddies about it right before we got on this show, who they're still adamant that it's MJ. Like, how can you be so sure? You were 5 years old when MJ was, in the prime of his career, but it's neither here nor there. There's a case to be made for both guys, but I think you're going to see a lot of the younger generation now say, hey, it's LeBron, it's LeBron, it's LeBron, because he's been able to play at this high level for such a long period of time. No, he does not have the championships, but he does have championships. He's got multiple championships now, 3 on 3 different teams. And now is the in-season tournament.
Total. He's got 4 total.
Sorry, he's got 4, 3 different teams.
Yeah.
He's got the in-season tournament, which whatever, you might think that's not a big deal. And it really, is it? Not really, but it's just another thing that he was able to do. He's able to rally his team around. Anthony Davis is playing unbelievable basketball. We all saw what he did in that championship game, 40 some odd points and whatnot. But LeBron is the heartbeat of that team. LeBron is making it all work. He's doing everything. And again, at this stage of his career, to be able to play at the level he is he a top 5 player today in the NBA? Probably not. But is he a top 10? Yeah, you could probably make that case. And that's crazy. And it really depends on what you value. What do you really value when you're talking about who's the best player in the NBA? He's not scoring at the top 5 level or whatever, but he's playing awesome basketball right now. And, when there's adversity, it seems like he's able to answer the bell. They won in the bubble. People are going to shit on the bubble. Part of my language. People are going to criticize the bubble and say, oh, it's not a real championship. I would say it's the other direction. I would say it was an even harder championship. I mean, the regular season games were right up there. I think they played 72. It wasn't like that much of a shortened season. And to be able to play under those circumstances in an unfamiliar, without the home team, without the home, fans behind you.
Oh, absolutely. It was weird. It was pickup basketball.
it was weird, but
Yeah,
they
was
did
weird.
it.
There was nobody in the stands. Are you kidding me? Yeah.
And you know what? If the Celtics had won it, nobody around here would discredit that
Oh,
championship.
no, of course. Well, Jimmy, let me tell you, it comes down to this for me. And the reason I love this discussion is because it will go on forever.
Forever.
But this is what I always come down to, because I like LeBron as a person better in my limited dealings with both of them. Michael Jordan he cut your eyes out. I mean, even when he was elected into the NBA Hall of Fame, Basketball Hall of Fame in Springfield, he invited some of his former enemies there, and he was even giving them jabs then. I mean, Michael Jordan disliked people. I mean, this was not an overly friendly guy. You know, he wasn't like Magic Johnson or LeBron James, were very popular with other NBA players. And Michael Jordan wanted to cut your eyes out. And I think that's really the difference, and that's why he won 6.
That's what worked for him, right? I mean,
that worked for him because I think everybody remembers the game. Was it against Utah where he had the temperature of 104 degrees and he just went, still went off.
Flu game.
LeBron didn't. I remember, this is the one thing why I give it to Michael slightly. I remember LeBron had the leg cramps and he was on the bench, and Miami lost that series, I believe, to Dallas. And I really thought Miami was good enough to at least win 3 out of the 4. I mean, he went 2 for 4 down there. I thought they should have been 3 out of 4. And then maybe I'd be thinking differently. I think the difference between the two was just, and I'd rather go to dinner with LeBron. Like, some people have tried to make LeBron into the sport. He's a good guy. He's not. I mean, okay, you had the.
So yeah, I'm right there
in
with
Miami. You had the. Oh God, I forgot it with Jim Gray.
Decision, right?
The decision. So what? I mean, it bombed,
and I think he regrets it. I think he's made that pretty clear.
But it's like, who cares? It was a marketing thing gone bad.
Sure. Yeah.
That's it. But
the thing.
But LeBron, to me, just lacked that little bit of a killer instinct that Michael had.
I think he's actually gotten it later on. Again, that's something that I think he's acquired later on in his career.
He was
that killer instinct.
He was pass first, shoot later. Michael was shoot first and pass later. But you're right. Yeah. You're right.
But I'll never forget that series when they came back down 3-1 against the Cavs. And I know Kyrie was a big part of that as well. But LeBron was the reason they really, down 3-1 to the Cavs in the NBA Finals to come back and win that series. That's one of the greatest comebacks in the history of the NBA, as far as I'm concerned. And then to win 2 more after that. So I think that killer mentality is there. But yeah, is he Michael Jordan in that sense? No. But also, Gary, and I want to piggyback on what you said. LeBron does seem to be like a pretty good guy. And I'm not going to sit here and act like me and LeBron are friends, but I've had a lot of dealings with him just at covering games, and not just me, but it's rare to find somebody who has anything negative to say, unless you're a hater, unless you think that he's selfish or you think he's egotistical and you think he's lame and he makes up stuff. Fine. You can think those things, but think about it like this. This guy has been in the limelight for over 20 years. He was in the limelight when he was in high school. Yeah. And there really isn't any dirt on him. You really can't find anything.
You know what somebody said to me once? That he was cheap at dinner, and I go, Larry Bird, man, was known to be the worst tipper ever.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Ask Shaughnessy about that. That's Larry,
funny.
He's got every dollar he ever made. But somebody said to me that, I go, is that all you got? Really? And the reality is maybe LeBron was going to dinner with Maverick Carter, and they have a corporate credit card, and Maverick Carter always picks it up and they put it, I just think I'm a fan of LeBron, but that killer instinct, I wonder. But here's the question, Jimmy. He's a more complete player than Michael.
Yeah.
Right.
Michael obviously was a great defensive player too.
Rebound. Michael was a great defensive player. LeBron get better defensively, but LeBron's like 6'9".
LeBron can play 5 positions.
He can play 5 positions. Michael can't play 5 positions. Right. So if you say basketball player to basketball player, I can see why you would pick LeBron.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with it. And I grew up watching LeBron. Don't get me wrong. I saw Michael Jordan's career at a much younger age, and the last couple of championships I was obviously in love with basketball, but I was young, you know, but having watched LeBron for his entire career, I don't know, we have a front row seat to this guy's greatness. I just find it hard. To me, it's just hard to believe that some people can't have the discussion. They're just so steadfast that it's MJ. And I just feel like that's just not the right way to be. You have to. It is, but some people are just like, you know, they have their biases and they just don't want to entertain it. But every single season that LeBron plays, each one becomes more and more leaning towards LeBron might be the GOAT.
Longevity, man. And people, I will take so much grief for this, but I have no problem saying it. If the Celtics don't win it, and I want the Celtics to win the NBA championship, I always want the Celtics to win the NBA championship. If they don't win it,
Gary.
If they're not in the finals, I would love to see LeBron and Anthony Davis win a title.
Wow. Yeah, you're on an island. You're on an island with that take around here.
I like the players.
Yeah.
I do like the players.
I get it.
You know,
I get it.
I like the players. I mean, and I think it would be great for the game. But I want the Celtics to win, of course.
But then you're going to get the Lakers are going to have the edge on banners now.
Oh,
you know, the Lakers have the edge on you.
They're going to win again. The Celtics.
You know what? I'm going to disagree. I don't really like Anthony Davis.
How come?
Not a fan. He's never done it for me.
He's just injury prone. Oh, I mean, that's the thing is we have been. I mean, look what he did against Indy. What, like 40 points, 20 rebounds, 5 blocks. But I mean, he's just hurt all the time.
Yeah, I just feel like the injuries. I just feel like attitude. I didn't like how it ended with him in New Orleans. I thought that was really ugly.
Remember though, Gary Tanguay said he was going to come out to Boston.
Was that a Tanguay report?
Oh, dude, I took.
Reveal your sources right now.
No. I'm going to tell you what happened. I don't know if you were there yet, but it was God bless the great Art Martone.
Oh yeah,
God, the best. May he rest.
Absolutely
Was running the
best.
Yeah, he did a great job with it. Such a sweet guy. But he'd always come over to me. He goes, "You got anything? We got to stir up some stuff. You know, we need to get some clicks." So, and I was great at that. I picked one theme.
By the way, that wasn't how Art wanted to be. He was getting it from the national NBC guys. They were making us. They had a gun to our head to make sure we got, 15 articles per sport out a day. We were scrambling.
Crank it out, man. It's not about journalism anymore, and that was the beginning of the end. But G-Tang came through here. So I said, I wrote an article, and all I said was the only player the Celtics could possibly trade for at the time was Anthony Davis. I never said they were going to get Anthony Davis. I just said, if you're looking to make a deal, you want to trade Jason Tatum for Anthony Davis, you could do it. Everyone else is unavailable. My whole thing was LeBron's not coming here. Right. Mm-hmm. These guys, we're not getting this guy. We're not getting that guy. But Anthony Davis was playing in a small market. Maybe he can make a deal. And I wrote that, and it picked up so much steam that it turned into Tanguay said the Celtics are trading for Anthony Davis.
Yeah. Right? You had to go on Sports Tonight and talk about it.
Oh, it's great. Oh, it blew up, dude. And so somebody that night in New Orleans asked Anthony Davis, "There's a report out of Boston. The Celtics are going to trade for you." He's like, "What? I don't know anything about it." Oh yeah. And then Bill Simmons,
and it ruined our chances. Thanks a lot, Gary.
And Bill Simmons, he tweeted Tanguay's a moron or something.
Oh well.
Oh, it was great. It was phenomenal.
Bill Simmons.
But yeah, it was great. It was great. But then
that's the power.
I do know this, but I do know that
of the pen right there.
Hang on a minute. Sorry. I do know this. That Danny Ainge was in on Anthony Davis to the final bell when the Lakers got him. But New Orleans wanted Tatum, and Ainge said no way.
Smart. Very smart.
He made the right move, obviously. He
offered Brown?
Yeah, they went Tatum or nothing.
Yeah.
It's got to be Tatum. But then the whole thing was then they had to, they had to re-sign him because Rich, I forgot his agent. Rich. He has all the big
LeBron's
guys.
guy, Rich Paul.
Yeah, Rich Paul. I think. Yeah, I think he has Davis too. And then
I don't even know.
they moved him to the Lakers, and I don't think. I don't. Another thing is, I don't think Davis would have re-signed here.
Yeah, that was the big
That
concern
was
too.
that was a big thing too. So score early this NFL season with FanDuel, America's #1 sports book. Right now, new customers get $150 in bonus bets with any winning $5 money bet. That's $150 if your team wins. If you've been thinking about joining FanDuel, there's no better time to get in on the action, NFL. The app is so easy to use. There's a wide range of betting options, including you got spreads, you get your player props, you got over-unders, and more. So visit FanDuel.com/Boston and kick off the NFL season. FanDuel, official partner of the NFL. Okay, Jimmy, what about the in-season
Anyways,
tournament? Your thoughts?
I feel like I'm blurry, Gary. I hope that my connection
fine. I got
doesn't suck. Okay. My thoughts. I overall great, honestly. And this is coming from a guy who trashed it. And I will say this: I still don't care at all about the winning team's prize. Like, it doesn't really do it for me.
NBA Cup,
So
whatever.
yeah, all the players get $500,000. Wow, that's great for them. But like, I think the in-season tournament, if it was tied into the playoffs in some capacity, or seeding in some capacity, or if there was some additional benefit to winning it other than just monetary for the players, I would like it a lot more. But I will say this: it elevated the play from a lot of these players. You could tell that these games mattered a little bit more to them compared to just a normal regular season game. And it put some players on a national spotlight that might not get on the spotlight as much, talking about Halliburton in Indiana. And that was a great thing for him. On the contrary, Gary, it put other players on the national spotlight that maybe didn't want that spotlight. And I'm talking about Zion Williamson, because not a lot of people are watching New Orleans Pelicans games. And when they see a guy looking like a tractor trailer sludging up the court, that's the type of like spotlight that you don't want if you're Zion Williamson. And he's been getting dogged left and right because, let's face it, he's out of weight. He's out of shape. He's overweight, and it doesn't look like he's giving it his all out there. It's been the problem over there. Not putting in the work, not taking it seriously. He relied on, obviously being a much bigger and talented player all through high school and into college. But now you're in the NBA.
Oh yeah, man.
You're not gonna get by. Totally. And everyone else is gonna outwork you, and it's showing. So I loved what the in-season tournament did for the spotlight. I like that it was in Vegas. I think it's gonna get bigger, and it'll probably end up being more like an all-star game type weekend vibe. I think at some point, you're gonna get people flying in for it. You might even get players showing up to watch it, and it's gonna mean something. So good on the Lakers for trying and winning that. And I think a lot of teams that didn't make it to Vegas, or didn't make out of the first round, now they can see it. Now they can see what it was. They saw the celebration by the Lakers in the locker room. It kind of resembled sort of like a, baseball, right? Wild card. You advance to the next round in baseball. They like to celebrate, right? It's not like they won the World Series, but why not? Mix it into the regular season, keep it interesting. So overall, I thought it was a good thing. I think they'll make some tweaks. I hope that they don't change the tiebreaker from point differential, because I like that ruthlessness. I like running up the score. I think that's just
Billy Donovan can get over it.
Exactly. I just think it's different. It's different. Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. And it's fun. It's for the tournament. And what I like about it is, if you don't like it, then maybe you'll see them later on down the regular season, and maybe that game will mean more to you because you have it in their head, or in the playoffs, right? So
absolutely,
I like that. We don't need to play Kumbaya and sing Kumbaya after every game with these players, do we? It's got to be a love fest 24/7. It doesn't have to be.
I'll tell you this, and Bob Ryan disagrees with me, and Jeff Goodman disagrees with me. Indiana's dangerous.
Yeah, we mentioned this last week. I think they're dangerous too. I definitely do.
They're dangerous.
They believe now.
Even though they lost, it wasn't, the Lakers put it to them. They're still dangerous. I'm not saying that they're going to get to the finals, but they're going to cause problems.
They can score, Gary. They have one of the best offenses in the league. Now, they need to learn how to play defense, but in the NBA, what do they always say? Good offense beats good defense.
That's right.
That doesn't mean don't play defense, but if you can score, you've got a puncher's chance in every single game you play in. And in the playoffs, who the hell knows? I mean, so much can change between now and then. Where
my God,
if they can stay healthy, absolutely they have it. You cannot take it. That's the type of team where if you take them lightly in the first round, you're the team that just got upset in the first round.
Yeah, you got to be careful. You got to be careful. Yep. Jaylen Brown, we saw him get ejected. I was very surprised. First of all, I was surprised he got ejected. Everybody understands that second tech was a joke. I mean, it was ridiculous.
Joke. It's a farce.
It was a joke. Let the guy go to the bench. Just let him cool off. And even the other officials were like, "What? What?" But he was pretty fired up. I like it though. I like it.
I like it too. And I'll never get upset at guys showing fire and showing passion.
Right.
That's like the thing that I look for when I want to get behind a player. Show me emotion. It drives me freaking crazy when a guy is just out there without a pulse. Just get off the court, get off the field. I don't want to see you. I don't want to know you. Be fired up to be out there. Love the game. Play hard. Play with some intensity. Now, that doesn't mean I want to see a guy get ejected every game, but that's not what Jaylen Brown does. It's his first career ejection, which I was surprised to actually hear that.
I thought somebody said something to him. I thought it was more egregious. I mean, something set him off.
Something set him. I mean, he didn't like the calls,
but something had to be building. Maybe I missed it, but something had to be building.
He was.
You know,
definitely. I mean, maybe he was having a bad day, but sure as hell, it seemed like the referee was having a bad day, and that's the problem I have right now with these referees. He's kind of a clown, man. It's too personal.
Where the guys on the sideline, let it go. It's not about you.
Exactly. These guys are trying to make it about them, and they're taking the rule book too literal now, and they gotta understand the situation. Your goal should not be to eject players from the game, especially for something like that.
God, no.
Control the game. Yeah.
Control the game.
Control the game. Let him vent off on the bench for a minute. He's not up in your face. He's not flipping you off. He's not touching you or anything like that. So let him. He's off the court. He's away from the game. Let him cool off, and that's the end of it. You did your job. He's doing his. Move on. But to make it about this whole song and dance and reject the guy and just you're making it worse is what you're doing. So I disagree with that. They got a problem in the they got a bad problem in the NBA right now with these refs having personal vendettas or personal issues with these players and making it about them. Some of these refs, I don't know what they're looking at out there half the time either with the text that we're getting, the quick text, some of these calls that we're seeing. Don't get me started too much on the refs, Gary, but I'm down on the refs. Same with the NFL. The NFL officiating is obviously going down as well, but
it is.
NBA, it seems too personal.
Well, it does get personal because these guys see of course it's personal.
I mean the Chris Paul situation right now.
Oh no, Eddie F. Rush is here.
Yeah.
And then I go, Eddie F. Rush said to Tommy,
well, these NBA refs, they think they're celebrities.
Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The NBA refs, they think they're celebrities, it seems. They're out there in the court. Everyone knows the most popular ones, right? And it gets to their head and they think it's about them, and it's not.
No, it's not. And I've always maintained you only need two.
I gotta look up what's the name of the ref that has the issue with Chris Paul right now?
I don't know, but
I'm looking it up right now.
I'll pontificate while you
Scott Foster.
Oh, that guy.
Scott Foster. We all know Scott Foster.
Yeah, Foster. I mean, that's a joke. You'd only need two referees. You don't need three. Will calls be missed? Yes, and that's a good thing. Let the game go.
Well,
that's one thing I like. The games have been good. They've been up and down. A lot of action.
Yeah, the refs slow it down.
Refs. You don't need. I don't care if things get missed. So what? Play. I've hated the three refs since they put it in. Hated
I
it.
like the play on mentality too. I mean, you don't want them to miss something egregious, but that's why you have replay too sometimes, right? So there are
Well,
other
you're right. Come on.
there's other capabilities, but
What did
yeah,
you
I
think?
thought Jaylen didn't earn that one, so
No.
you know, it's too bad. Maybe he'll get it that second
Is he having his
Tucker
best year, you think?
Jaylen Brown?
Yeah.
No. We
I don't.
kind of
I don't think so either. When you
we
look at his numbers and his numbers ago, every time I look at his scoring average, I go, "Oh, it's higher than I thought." You know, so and
we were critical of him last week's show.
yeah.
And
But then
listen,
because like he's averaging like 21 a game, and I go, really? And then yeah, sometimes
well,
I think I have to stop expecting so much. We talked that way. I'm being,
yeah,
but
no, not at all.
because of the money,
I'm
I
there with you.
expect too much.
It's for me. My expectations on Jaylen are changing a little bit, where I just want him to score. And that way I'm not getting disappointed with him not passing or not being the elite defender that maybe some people think he can be. The problem is he's making 300 million now. So it's like, okay, well, he's expected to do more than just score. And
Right.
he needs to. But he is a great scorer. He can finish at the rim. When he gets going, it's hard to stop the guy. He's like a microwave to start the game sometimes. He just gets hot so
Right. He gets hot quick.
fast. I just don't know how the pendulum swings so far in the opposite direction sometimes, where you don't know if you can rely on him, I guess. And I think the difference I have with Brown and Tatum now, and I think Tatum has taken that step to the elite of the elites, where not only is he scoring 30 points a game pretty easily, he's getting to the line a lot more. He's making really nice passes.
Leader.
Yeah, exactly. And he stepped into that leadership role a little bit more. He's saying the right things. So I do think that there is a bigger gap between the two now. And I think Jaylen Brown is trying to figure out where he fits in sometimes. And that's because there's Porzingis, there's Holiday, there's White. These guys are serious contributors now, where it's not clear cut that Jaylen Brown is your number 2 guy every single time he's out in the court.
No, it's not. No.
And that
right now,
might be
Tatum and
difficult for him to adjust to.
You might be looking for wholesome, convenient meals for sunny, active days. Factor, America's #1 ready-to-eat meal kit, can help you fuel up fast with flavorful and nutritious ready-to-eat meals delivered straight to your door. You'll save time, eat well, and stay on track reaching your goals. Too busy with summer plans to cook though? Well, make sure you remain on course and eating well. With Factor, you can skip the grocery store and skip the chopping, prepping, and cleaning up too, while still getting the flavor and nutritional quality you need. Factor's fresh, never frozen meals are ready in just 2 minutes. All you have to do is heat and enjoy, then get back outside and soak up this warm weather. Elevate eating at home with our new upscale surf and turf and surf meal options like roasted garlic filet mignon and shrimp and Cajun spiced shrimp and salmon. And also budget-wise, it's very good too. Cut back on takeout, get Factor instead. Factor is not only cheaper than takeout, but the meal's already faster than restaurant delivery in just 2 minutes. So head to factormeals.com/scribe50 and use your code SCRIBE50 to get 50% off your first box. That's code SCRIBE50 at factormeals.com/scribe50 to get 50% off your first box.
What did you think of the Kansas?
Yeah.
I want to change gears to football. What did you think of Kansas City? And at the end of the game, we saw the call. The receiver was definitely offsides, but I was really surprised, and the officials had to call it, in my opinion. It was a great play. Oh my God, it would have been phenomenal.
Great, well, classic type of hook and ladder type idea.
Yeah. I mean, Kelsey, flips it back. The guy scores. The same kid that was offline. Same guy that was. What's his name again? I forgot his name.
Tony. Kadarius Toney.
Thank you, Jimmy. And he's a good player, but
he actually sucks, Gary. He's not even a good player.
All right, I'm being kind.
Tony sucks.
He drops the ball a lot.
He's a bum. Yeah, he was a bum in New York, and now he's a bum in Kansas City, and he's got Mahomes doing it to him. Sorry, continue though.
But anyways, Mahomes was. I mean, even after the game, he was blaming the refs. The refs had no choice but to call it.
I have to say this. It was one of the most embarrassing things I've ever seen a professional athlete do.
Yeah.
Is what Patrick Mahomes did after that game. Your guy lined up offsides. It's not even a judgment call. It's not even like if it was like a bad pass interference call, or if they called offensive pass interference or something, fine. I'd understand you'd be upset if maybe it wasn't. This guy lined up offsides. They threw the flag before. It wasn't like he threw the flag after Tony scored a touchdown. They threw the flag and then the play happened. What's he supposed to do? Know in advance? Oh, this really good play is about to happen. Let this
It was
one
so
slide
bad.
here.
Yeah. Oh, Jimmy. Yeah, it was so bad.
I can't figure out what I mean. Listen, Mahomes he was extremely emotional in the moment. He let it get the best of him, but the only word that comes to mind is embarrassing. I mean, acting like the Chiefs don't get away with calls or don't get calls. Didn't the Super Bowl end on a penalty last year, Gary? So, and the Chiefs won because of it. So I think Patrick Mahomes needs to take a step back, take a deep breath, maybe not, cry to the opposing team's quarterback at the 50-yard line after the game, like he did to Josh Allen. And it was just embarrassing. The player lined up offsides. It's against the rules. If you're the referee there, if you didn't call it, then what? Do you get flack from the Bills because they specifically didn't call an lining up offsides? So it was unbelievable that it was embarrassing. And I will leave with this: there were people couple years back saying that Tom Brady better watch out. Patrick Mahomes is going to be hot on his trail. To me, not even close. Not even close. I don't think I'll ever have to have that debate. I don't think Mahomes is going to finish anywhere near Brady.
I don't think so either.
Yeah. Brady would never. You can say all you want about Brady, and yeah, he complains here and there, but never would have done something like that after.
No, he never would have done something like that after. And you wonder if Brady would have done more with this Kansas City team, because what you're seeing now in Mahomes is their receivers aren't as good as they once were, right? They let some guys go. People are feeling they hung them out to dry. Tom Brady had, I would say, 2 seasons with Pro Bowl receivers, 2 seasons, right? That was Randy Moss.
Yeah, they didn't even win.
Welker, like 07, 08, 09 type thing.
Yeah.
And then Gronk came in. But they won 3 Super Bowls.
Gronk and Edelman.
They won 3 Super Bowls in 01, 03, and 04 with a bunch. Troy Brown's the only guy, right? I mean, David Patton, God love him.
Yeah, Patton, Brown, Givens.
Great
Caldwell.
guys. Huh?
Yeah. Rashay Caldwell.
Oh, yeah. I mean, jeez. They were, those, well,
they had the third down back that they used. So they had Falk, then they had, they were used like a third down back, and Brady was able to utilize what he was given, right? I mean, he was
absolutely
nobody was better in the game. And we always said for as long as Manning was on the Colts and Brady was on the Patriots, we always said, oh, if only Brady had those weapons. We said that every single year.
Oh, yeah.
That Manning had, 10 times the weapons that Brady had. And then finally Brady got his weapons later on in his career, and he won 4 more Super Bowls because of it. 3 on the Pats and another one in Tampa Bay because he had guys to throw the ball to. But yeah, the Chiefs, Mahomes has not had a good year at all. And really the NFL, it's been a dismal season of quarterback play across the NFL. Injuries or not, it's been one of the worst in the history of me watching this game. I can't think of a worse season of quarterback play, of just football play.
In the era of Jimmy Toscano.
Yeah. When they break up the NFL.
In the history of me watching this game, no one is more important than me.
It's
Jimmy Toscano.
You know how they do like AD and BC? It'll be like BJT, so like before Jimmy Toscano. And
you're killing me.
But no, it's just been bad. And Mahomes should be. I think he's probably ashamed of himself today. At least
it's embarrassing. It really was embarrassing because the penalty was egregious. They had to call it.
Yeah, they had to call it sour grapes.
Okay. So the Patriots are officially eliminated.
Officially, yeah. Unofficially, they've been eliminated.
To add, I mean, he's gone. I mean, Bill's not going to be.
You think he's gone?
Oh, I think he's gone. And I think, we said this last week, but I think his play is, well, Robert, you let me pick the quarterback now, and I'll fix it. We went with your guy, and he sucked.
Yeah.
So I'm going to pick the quarterback, and then we'll see how we do. And if I'm right, I'm like, nope, see you later. It's time.
It's such a tough, it's
Soup
such
to
a
nuts,
tough
man.
situation.
Top to bottom.
I think it's Ben time. I only said he doesn't deserve to get canned mid-season.
Oh God,
but
no. Oh,
he should
no,
not.
no,
But
no.
there are some people. I mean, I think Giardi said he thinks he should be, or he thinks he will be. I just disagreed with that. But I love Giardi, but I just disagreed with that. But I think that when the season ends, they'll meet, and I don't, and I just don't know. What direction are they trying to go in? You know, they've got to blow the whole thing up. I don't even know why he would want to continue coaching, because they're not going to be good. I know they have some money to spend, and maybe something will change and they'll actually spend it on the right players. I don't know, but I feel like it is time. I do feel that. And I've felt that way for a couple years now. I've actually been anti-Bill ever since they forced Brady out of town, him and Kraft, essentially. I've been anti-Bill. I just thought that he was losing it at that moment, because again, not to go too far down the rabbit hole here, but there was no plan B for life after Tom Brady. So why are you kicking him out the door? Right. And they still don't have a plan B. And now we've gotten to rock bottom. Every week it seems like it might be rock bottom, but I feel like we're actually there. And it's time. It's definitely time. That's where I'm at with it.
Here's the holiday season. Give me your favorite holiday movie.
It's easy for me. It's Home Alone 2.
2.
It's Home Alone 2,
Why
Lost in New
2?
York. 2 to me is more Christmassy than 1. I love New York at Christmas time. I think it really embodies the spirit of Christmas. And 2, I also think like the mischief that Kevin McAllister gets into in 2 is a lot crazier than it is in 1. And I think the Sticky Bandits, as they're known in the second one, I think that the hits that they take are a lot more brutal. I like the message with the homeless pigeon lady. I like that. And I just think Home Alone 2, you can't go wrong with 1 or 2. I mean, if they're on TV, I'm watching either one of them. But for me, it's Home Alone 2, always has been, probably always will be. There's been a few that's come along that have been good, but to me, it's the nostalgia of it all. It'll always be
It's always
Home
to me.
Alone
It's
2
always
for me.
Elf.
Elf is up there. So Elf is up there. Elf is your number 1, huh?
Elf is my number.
So what
1.
was it before Elf? Because that's a somewhat newer. We're talking like the last decade or so.
That's a good question. Before Elf, was the Santa Claus with Tim Allen before Elf?
Oh yeah, that was way before. Yeah,
That was on the other night, and I had to watch it. The Santa Claus.
Santa Claus is a good one.
Yeah,
Tim Allen
was pretty good. And that was pretty good.
I didn't know if you were like a It's a Wonderful Life type of guy or something.
It was okay, I mean, but then it was always the Peanuts, the 30-minute special.
Yeah. Are you a Christmas? What's the one? A Christmas Story? Are you pro Christmas Story movie?
It's okay.
I think that's
okay.
I think it's fine.
It's just blown out of proportion. We hear too much about it.
It doesn't need to be. It's one of the stations plays it all day.
Yeah,
on Christmas, all day on repeat. I just feel like the program coordinator is just like, yeah, I'm going to take the day off every Christmas. Yeah, I feel like there's a couple other Christmas movies you could mix in there. And I like Christmas Vacation too.
Do you like? Yeah, I'm not as. My wife loves Chevy Chase. She thinks like I'm not as. He's okay to me. He's
fine. Yeah, but back in the day, I mean that's a good one. But I watch it. I can watch it once. It's not something that I'm like Home Alone 2. I could watch like 5 times every Christmas.
What about David Harbour of Stranger Things?
Not really.
You don't watch Stranger Things?
I've seen
it. He plays the sheriff on Stranger Things.
Oh, okay. I know this. I know. I can vision it. Yeah.
He's in this crazy Christmas movie that I think is still streaming. It's called A Violent Night.
Oh, is it like a horror movie?
And no, it's over the top, shoot 'em up, bad guy stuff.
Okay.
It's over. I mean, it's like okay. So,
is it Christmassy? It's like we're gonna have a
here's the
Die Hard situation here?
Die Hard, but Santa Claus is Bruce Willis.
Okay.
The real Santa Claus.
Okay.
Harbour plays the real Santa Claus, right?
Okay.
So this wealthy family, right, lives in this mansion. They have security guards all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
And they've got whatever, $20 million in gold bars in the safe, right under the house, you know.
Typical, yeah.
Yeah,
That's about what I've got.
And my neighbor's got the same thing.
Yeah.
John Leguizamo, who I love.
Oh, I love him. I do know
John
him.
Leguizamo's great. He plays the villain, where he and his boys come in, they take the family hostage, and they want the money. Well, they're doing this as David Harbour's Santa Claus comes down the chimney, right?
Mm-hmm.
Through a cell phone or he talks to the little girl who's being held hostage, and she's like, "Santa, will you help?"
Spoilers.
And all of a sudden, Harbour starts kicking butt. I mean,
nice.
There's one scene where Santa grabs an Uzi and starts blowing away the bad guys, and he gets one of the bad guys out in the front yard, and again, as Santa Claus wraps the dude up in lights and sticks dynamite in the court, and then
so this is not a kids movie. We're not watching this with our kids.
No.
Okay.
This is not a.
Let's make it clear for anyone.
No, this is not a kids movie.
When listening or watching.
And he goes, as he walks away, he's like, "Ho ho ho, you've been naughty. Merry Christmas." And the guy goes, I mean, it's so over the top, though. You know what I mean? I mean, it's crazy.
I'm always looking for a new Christmas movie. So
I wouldn't call it my favorite, but I was like, oh my God,
it's unique.
This is out of control.
Yeah. Then you've got
like, did you ever see Grosse Point Blank? No. Another great movie with John Cusack.
You're gonna find that a lot of movies. I play this game with my friends a lot. You're gonna find that I've not seen a lot of movies.
Grosse Point Blank's a great movie, but again, it's over the top. The violence is so over the top. It's like an over the top
comical.
Movie.
Yeah,
It's like so over.
You don't have to take it so seriously.
It's not, because that's the thing when
it's not like What Lies Beneath or something where you're like
Santa Claus, with an Uzi. I'm like, what's going on here? All right, Jimmy. Well, thank you for filling in for the great Bob Ryan.
This was fun. I mean, I'll try my best. I'm no Bob Ryan, but would love to fill in again. If
Jimmy
I get the
is
call.
Brought to you by FanDuel. Bob Ryan, Gary Tanguay Show, Jimmy Toscano, sponsored by the partner of the CLNS Media Networks. Score this NFL season with FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. Right now, new customers get $150 in bonus bets with any winning $5 moneyline bet. Jimmy, have a nice holiday. It's been great, dude.
It's been awesome, Gary. Happy holidays to you as well, and I hope to do this again with you sometime.